Good day, everyone. This video is going to address, I hope everyone is doing well and feeling phenomenal. And on a day-to-day basis, just focusing on positivity, even though in some moments it can be difficult, as the resistance of those who are activated, as I mentioned on other videos, pose as a means to develop. Like when you go to the gym and you start lifting weights to build or tone, to build muscle or to tone for muscle, there is a resistance to be able to do so. In light of the mental muscle of exercising positivity and upgrading yourself for healing purposes, removing generational curses, and then making you transform from your current state that was not that bad, but needed to be upgraded into becoming the best versions of yourselves, you needed, we all did, including me, a type of resistance to grow. And as you keep pressing on, it becomes easier as you graduate gradually in accruing an incrementalness, incremental, right? Incremental meaning little by little, incrementally. Not incriminating you. See the wordplay, that's why they said the English language is the devil's language, because it can be a double-edged sword depending on the phonetics of it. But when you stick to the context of what's being said, the resistance helps you to grow. The consistency helps you to transform from like a hellish state of being taunted and being bombarded with negative thoughts, utilizing the context of what is happening, especially those what's happening, especially those who are really meant to be here. You got to upgrade in order to be in a type of heaven that we have now on earth, that you're not that bad at the forefront of who each and every one of us are. In order to survive and last this long, we had to have gone through some sort of a struggle in life that no one knows the cards that you're dealt. And whatever is handed to you, it's handed to you for a number of reasons, because of karma, because of some souls that are seasoned that take on volunteering more to help the planet as light bearers. So there are other factors behind our lives in a solar aspect, more so at the core of who we truly are, souls, more than an earth life can dictate about our existence. So the resistance of the mind in reasonability to give you a growth in a sound, consecrated, concretized mentality that no negativity can ever intrude or make you feel less than. You would have to agree with it. You would have to agree to it. And when you put your mind into a higher perspective of your valued worth, your sense of who you are, that I am high, I'm a child of God, and you own that, and you walk in those shoes by mentally taking on, not just saying that, but doing the work that's necessary to raise your vibration, then you transform. Then you're qualified to be a resident here. Then you started satisfying karma along the way, facing your demons that are good. See, as I learned in isolation, bad is good. When we are confronted, it gives a testament of how resilient we are in confidence within our own selves, that no matter what comes our way, our mind power and our backbone, the source of all knowledge and power that loves us, would never ever want to see us suffer, fail, be scared, or think that there's nothing too great that God brings us to that we can't face and come through, especially with angelic beings like myself and others that in real time experience hardships, to let you all know we are in this together collectively, and that we need to have that stance that no matter who it is that's trying to bully me and get me out of character, can't. I don't allow it. I would have to agree to it, to allow that power of whatever it is that doesn't have power over me as my own dominance to tell me what I shouldn't do, whether I go along with it or not. It has to be an agreement. So I only agreed to me being my own boss. I agreed to me aiding others that need it, to pump and pour that confidence that you got it. You just need to realize it. We have it. And that's our power reclaimed. That no matter what demon or devil that tries to have a trick in our minds to make us think with guilt and playing that over and over again to us, to taunt us, it's Powerless. You have to acknowledge that anything that's trying that hard in rigidity with such force is working overtime to make you feel convinced that you are the worst. No one is that far off in being that bad. We all simply just want to be happy at the core of all of us. We just want happiness, to enjoy life and feel good. That's what life is meant for us to do collectively, so that we can, eliminate whatever we've ever done. You can't persecute yourself but so much. You are part of your judgment, so to speak, in judging yourself. Therefore, you have to think, well, you know what? I'm not going to be anxious. I'm not going to worry about anything every day. Every day, I'm going to take it in a stride, take it in a sense of, power, as this young lady is stating. She honors God, and we now know that to the utmost of who she is. And so, they'll come at you like they did with me pulling up a record of something that was so innocent that I trusted somebody, and then try to make me and paint me in a character assassinating way that I'm a bad person, but I'm not. I totally forgot about that because I'm not a criminal, but it was a misunderstanding that may come across to people. Well, she is, anyone looking for fault, she said that she's clean. I am. I got arrested because whoever it was that I was staying that rescued me from a bad relationship, I went into another bad relationship, and so we can't escape whatever we have to face. We have to face it. So when you're very loving and trusting and seeking help outside of yourself, you have to then take that responsibility and accountability as well and say, you know what? Me doing that, that's a lesson learned. I can't trust anybody with my personal, monies that I'm so grateful and humble and honorable and submissive. He was my man, and so I thought, that rescued me, but he had selfish, intent in him struggling for his own self, and he saw me as a trophy of a reward. So I got caught out there being so kind and letting somebody utilize me trusting them to take my card and pay for my hotel room because I was homeless at the time. So I got arrested for the people, hounding me and telling me, well, if you don't pay the room, but I know I had the money. And whoever took my card to do so just took it upon themselves to keep my social security card and not pay for my room. And so I was kind of robbed. I was robbed. So I had to escort the premises trying to get in contact with that person. And I got arrested because it was trespassing. And that's that booking picture. But I explained it. I have nothing to hide. I'm not a criminal. Evidently, I can't work for God. And a lot of times in the Bible, people who work for the Creator are persecuted for righteousness' sake. This is something that happened 2,000 years ago when Jesus Christ was here a while ago. And Jesus is an anointed one, a Messiah. We are all in our own right a type of Jesus. When you take that on as a chosen one, you are who you are, anointed by God as a different type of Messiah. Not that Jesus didn't say in his sayings, I do this in the name of the Father, and ye could do this and better. Meaning that I am a chosen one, chosen by God as son, and ordained because of who I am in caliber of a type of spirit, soul that is of a high ranking in God's eyes, to be put at the forefront to do divine works. That's why. So that could be anybody. In what Jesus says in the Bible, I can do these things and ye can do it as well and better. It's in the Bible. So that means it's not limited to just a man or a male leadership, because we have to include women. I'm a Messiah. I know I'm a Messiah because I claimed openly to the public so many times, when you see this daughter, you also see the Father, the Heavenly Father. And so I am androgynous, as I enjoy masculinity because I love God. I enjoy representing the Father, that when you see me, I come across as a bit masculine, that any woman that takes on a career path of a military male dominated industry, that person takes on as a female more masculinity and authoritativeness. And that's how I present. So I don't want you all to fret, worry. We are not made of a spirit of fear. We are not supposed to be anxious about respectfully, a goddamn thing. Okay, we do have these sayings that should not put anybody off in being mature, that these sayings that I state should never limit us to be afraid of speaking in expression of oneself. That should never be a judgment in a religious thinking. Well, let me brush it aside. She said, what, goddamn what? It's like fault finding or trying to wait for a moment to find a reason not to agree with the majority of what I have been representing, God in uprightness and being in your right mind. That anybody that's looking for fault to find some sort of opinion, well, she's not all that good, because she is perfect in what she states. We don't know her personally, but she is consistent. So we're not going to be hypocrites to try to find fault with her, because that's going to make us get a karmic receipt of what we don't want. And a lot of times we don't realize as adults, as much as we do have the knowledge and the wisdom, that what we want and see for another, we may not want that to happen to us. That people are trying to tear us down, character assassinate us, be cruel to us, and be mean to us. We don't want that for ourselves. So it's not good to just simply dish it out. And then somehow nowadays, karma is like instant. So be careful what you project and what you push out for seeing for another. You should only want to see the best for others. Period. So nip that in the bud. Nip it in the bud right away. I don't want to see her in a bad light, because I don't want anyone to see in that revert me in a bad light. So that's the golden rule. What goes around comes around. When we own this maturely as adults at the fundamental, as how easy it is to grasp and understanding, corrective measures on readjusting our mentalities becomes a realization, like, what was I doing? You start to wake up out of your spell of ignorance, that you're like, you know what, she's so right. I wasn't aware of me just trying to find fault with someone that I really don't know, and she's very positive, and she doesn't know any of us personally. She's speaking in a general sense, and she really truly comes across sincere, as we are all empathic and we can sense energy. It doesn't lie. So her consistency is stellar, and it's noble, it's honorable, and we can't lie about it. We can't lie. Therefore, I'm going to ask you all again, stop using fear. Stop using intimidation. Stop using projection. Stop using anything that you are guilty of, and change your mind. Be accountable. Be responsible. I have no fears. What she's saying is right. I need to get my shit together. I need to get my life together. I need to pay attention to my thoughts. I need healing. I need accountableness from my own self. She's 100% right in reinstating what we already know, but we never really honed in as deep thinkers. We just were in our comings and goings in life. That's what dominated us. So now is the time for self-reflection. Now is the time for being honest. Now is the time that God is definitely, divinely intervening with us as supreme parent of all. And so I'm here to assist, that I'm also very much an ancient mother. That's why my energy comes across so nurturing and compassionate. As the saying goes, only a mother's love can love no matter what. How bad the child or children shame her, she still is that child or those children's mother, to give them whatever it is that they need, whether they acknowledge it or not. That's called unconditional love. Whatever it is making me want to hurt myself right now internally. So I'm going to not lash out, as inside of my videos, I see that if I don't explain it, it comes across as a bit weird, that I could feel it as I'm describing it, but no, it doesn't come across as I describe it from within the videos, that anyone witnessing my videos could see. But I can feel a rage of energy as I describe within me, talking about love, that love is a repellent to these type of beings. And they keep telling me I have breast cancer, and then putting all these negative thoughts that I don't agree with. I don't agree with any ailments in my body. I don't agree with negativity for me. They just keep prying meddlesomely to get us to agree with weird things to make us worry. We don't give them no power. I mean, like, if anything's dry that's not positivity, like me, just ignore it. It's like, whatever. I'm not gonna let no devil steal my joy, making me depressed, making me sad, making me feel like I'm less than and I'm a child of God. Whether I was the first set that took on so much from their testimonies, of their real experiences, of whatever it is that they were experiencing, that I'm one of them, that we were really truly beat up mentally and took on a lot as seasoned souls, that we had to wake up and no one told us. You know, we had to hold on to the word of God as our faith and the prayer of serenity, that those things I can control within myself, I can control me. And I had to be strong mentally to show myself that that resilience, that nothing tore me up. I stood my ground. And that's why we are able now to teach everybody that it's your turn, that we are chosen, all of us, but those of us who predecessed or went through that, you know, that process first, please listen to us. It's like we're begging all of you. Little Promises, she's out there in Kenya, in Africa, and you know, that's the name of her channel on YouTube, and it's bringing tears to my eyes that she's asking our family in Africa to repent to God and to turn towards the Father before it's too late. And so unfortunately, God has to take extreme measures, as it's written in the Bible in Revelations, to teach his children, adults, that should not have to go through all that as being adults, that if you don't honor me, then you suffer. So please heed these messages, everybody. This is a shift. Please heed these messages. This is a shift on planet Earth, that if you're not supposed to be here to enjoy, as above, so below, as it is in heaven, so shall it be. Meaning it's a process to make that come to earth, that heaven is ascending, you know, in an ascension process that this planet has and is continuing to do with the, you know, souls here. It's already ascended. So it's a must that those of us who really need to pay attention, if they don't, then they suffer and they leave. Please spread the word. We love you. Thank you very much for watching my videos.